You guys aren't ready for this. Prada. First thing I found was Prada. The Lilly Pulitzer. This is from the 1960s. Vintage Christian Dior. This is another vintage Christian Dior. It says Tiffany and Company. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode in the $5 Thrift Challenge series, a series I started with $5 in my pocket. I went to a thrift store, I bought one single item, I sold that item for profit, and from that profit, I invested that money back into buying some more thrifted items, and then I sold those, and I've been doing that over and over again, and snowballing my profit to the point where we're at today, where we are starting today's episode with $6,785.95. When you're saying a number like that, it's easy to just kind of gloss over it and make it seem like it's not that much money because things are expensive nowadays, but that's all money I made from $5. That's a great side hustle for anyone. So that's where we're starting today's episode with, but I have lots of items that I have sold since last week that I need to fill you guys in on. So the first thing that sold since last week was a pair of oboes shoes. I picked these up in the bins and then they sat in my to be cleaned pile for a long time. You guys have been watching since the beginning of this challenge. You guys know I really did put off cleaning some shoes for a very, very long time. Eventually I cleaned some and then they sold within like a month. So that was great. So these oboes men's shoes, these are the Bozeman shoes. They sold for $30 on eBay, and then from $30 we make $23.75 heading back into the challenge bank. Then I sold two of the same things. So in the episode where I went back to Indianapolis where we used to live and I was helping out a friend and then I had like a slew of crazy things happen to me. I picked up these two J. Crew linen ruffled blouses and they sold within the first day of me listing them. So I listed them both and then they both sold to the same person who bought them both outright for $39.99 each. So both of those sold. I bundled the shipping together and she had bought shipping on each piece separately. So I gave her a refund of one of the shipping prices. And so all of that money is heading into the challenge bank from both of those pieces combined. Then the next thing that I sold was this pair of J. Crew Violetta heels. These sold for $40. From $40 we make $32 heading into the challenge bank. And since there's such a lot of profit taken out of that, I know that's a Poshmark sale, unfortunately. But then we have a complete turnaround because the next item I sold on Depop, and I'm very excited about that. You guys know that I'm always excited when I sell something on Depop. You guys know I love a Depop sale. So this Free People Pajama Party Tank actually I think was a viewer that bought this. So thank you if that was you. This sold for $29.74. It's from the same Indianapolis video that I just mentioned. From that, we make $28.14 heading into the challenge bank. And I do want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Depop. Are we kidding? Y'all, I've been talking about Depop now for months, for years really, and I'm so excited that they wanted to partner with me on today's video, and I really do appreciate working with them because they are the lowest selling fees in the biz right now. Whenever I sell an item on Depop, I literally rejoice because I know I'm going to keep so much more profit. Like for example, the piece I just mentioned, the Free People top that sold for $29.74. So let's round it to 30. It sold for $30. We make $28.14 from that. If I sell the same piece for $30 on Poshmark, I only make $24. So I lose $6 compared to just $1 or $2 on Depop. So the numbers speak for themselves. I, at one time, thought that I was not cool and hip enough to sell on Depop, and then I realized that that's just a lie, that you can sell anything on any platform, and that there are buyers on every platform just waiting for the items that you can list. And I have quite a few sales today that are from Depop, but guys, if you are not selling on Depop, if you're intimidated, I just totally recommend just jumping into it. Maybe I'll make even a video on how to sell on Depop, because I know it can be intimidating to people to start a new marketplace, but it's so totally worth it. And I'll have a link down below so you can start your journey of selling on Depop. And if you use that link, that does help to support my channel. So if you've been considering it, maybe now is the right time to do it. And it's a great way to help support me as well. But I love working with Depop. I'm so excited that they're going to be a recurring partner on my channel. Like, how cool is that? You guys have made this possible. So if you guys haven't tried it, I totally recommend trying it. You will see that the numbers really speak for themselves. Next thing also sold on Depop, it was the pair of Charlie One Horse leather mules. I picked these up in the Salvation Army bins and I paid $3.49 for these. They sold on Depop for $55.24. From that, we will make $52.70 heading into the challenge bank. Great retention. Oh, I love that. Gotta love that for me. If I were to sell something for $50 on Poshmark, I'd only make $40. So the numbers just, especially as you make a bigger sale, then you lose so much. It's so unfortunate. The next thing that sold was the pair of Salvatore Ferragamo pumps. These sold for $30. From $30, we make $24 of profit heading back into the bank. Then I sold the pair of Stuart Weitzman, the Crystal Mules. These sold for $50. From $50, we make $40 heading into the bank. Then I had a lot of shoe sales is what I'm realizing right now. There's a lot of sales. So guys, buckle up. This is great. Like the sales are picking up again. We are in a good spot. I am very thankful for all of these things coming through. Next that sold was the pair of Donald Pliner, those Fifi Python sandals. I picked those up in the Indianapolis video as well. These sold for $40. Somebody offered me $40. I accepted. And so $32 heads into the challenge bank. Then the Dansko, the Preston heels, almost everything I picked up in that Indianapolis video I feel like has sold. So I did pick pretty good items. The Dansko Preston heels, they sold very quickly. I think they sold before the video even went live, and they sold for $32. From $32, make $25.60 heading into the challenge bank. Then I sold the New Tags, the Chelsea 28 dress. I picked this up back when that one random Goodwill in Fort Wayne, Indiana was having a half off sale. This sold for $45. I paid $3, I think, and 75 cents for that dress. So a great turnaround on that. From $45, make $36 heading into the challenge bank. Then I sold the Polo Ralph Lauren, the black shirt. I picked this up. I don't even know where I picked this up, to be honest, guys. Whew, my memory is like very faulty when it comes to some of these pieces at this point. But this piece sold for $27.50, and I believe this also sold on Depop because we make $25.84 heading into the bank, and that is a lot of profit. And then I sold the vintage Dora the Explorer shirt. So the day I went to the bins and nobody else was there because they weren't doing any flips, I found tons of amazing vintage like Y2K kids shirts. I've sold so many of those pieces already, and each one for like 20 bucks. I felt like it was totally worth it. And they've been selling really well for me on Depop. So this Dora the Explorer shirt, it's a Happy Halloween shirt. Sold in the middle of May for $21, and we make $19.79. So we only lost like $1 of profit, basically. Then I sold the Talbot's CC sandals. These sold for $13.79. I picked these sandals up in the bins as well on the day that everybody else had already been through them. So I paid $3.49 for those, sold for $13.79, and made $12.73 heading into the challenge bank. Then we have two more things, okay, everybody? I did have a whatnot show last week, and I did sell an assorted variety of pieces from this challenge. So just a few random pieces. I sold some belts. I sold the Patagonia polos that my husband didn't want from last video. I sold just a few things, but in total I sold $80 worth of challenge items, things that I hadn't listed, and then they made me $76 of profit heading into the bank. And then we have one more piece. This piece sold. It was the Amur Gitana crop blouse. Again, from I think this was from the Indianapolis video again. And so this sold for $40, and we make $32 heading into the challenge bank, bringing us to a grand total today of $7,316.04. Wow, what a day. We've hit the $7,000 mark. We only have a few $100s more, and then we'll be at $8,000, and that's so close to our goal of $10,000. I am so excited. I know you guys have been enjoying this series, so I love making progress with you guys. How exciting is this? Okay, so with all of that being said, we have $7,300 to go shopping with today. Hopefully we don't spend all of that, you know, but I'm excited to take you guys and show you this footage. You guys, if you remember last week's video, I went to an estate sale. I went to two different ones, and the second one, the checkout process was super interesting, and I didn't love it. Okay, keep that in mind. I went on every day. I go on a walk with my dogs at lunch. As I was on my way back to my house on that lunch walk, I saw an estate sale sign. So I was like, oh my gosh, it was the first day of an estate sale, and I didn't know it was gonna be so close to me. And so I rushed home, walking my little dogs, put them in the house, and I drove back, and I'm glad I did because I needed my car for this. And I stumbled into an estate sale run by the same people that I had issues with last week. I joke, I kid you not, like, you can't write this sort of stuff, but I can't wait to show you guys what I found hiding in this little place. Insane finds, insane, and some insane dealings too. So let's jump into the past where I went to this estate sale, and then I'll show you guys everything when we get back. So I ended up digging through bins and bins of amazing items for almost 4 hours at this estate sale. Don't ask me why these videos are vertical and not horizontal. It's just how it happened this day. Also, there were so many people, so it was really hard for me to get any footage. But I got just a little bit. Look at these vintage Patagonias over here. I stuck all these in my basket, and then I kid you not, a lady walked up to me and said, "Hey, aren't you gonna leave some for the rest of us?" And then I looked around this room full of things and I was like, I literally have just this basket. Like, what do you mean? So interesting. People say the worst things at these sales. But I also covertly filmed a little bit of the checkout process. So take a little look here.
It's right there on the fourth floor.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep, have a good one.
Are they now all the kids' clothes in the basement?
They're not priced, but they're not.
They're not too big, so we're gonna
Okay.
I just have to look at the price list real quick. Another 6. 2.
Hey, bag?
Yeah.
Can you move that bag now?
Yes.
It's on the phone.
Guys, you will not believe what I found in this estate sale today. I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of time. I was inside of this estate sale, I think for 4 hours on day 1. So I went there after that walk. I found an incredible amount of stuff. And there's so much more that I would like to have bought. But of course, you guys know, the checkout process was a little crazy. This week at least, he wasn't adding in his head. He was writing down, because I had so much. He wrote down, as his wife looked at every single piece that I had, he would write down the number she said for each and every piece, which was helpful in that if I decided I didn't want something, I could say, hey, I don't want that actually. And then we could confirm and he could strike it off of the list, which was a huge difference from last week. So it still was, if things were marked, they kind of still, if I found a better brand and they recognized that they marked it up and charged me more for it, but I also could say, no, thank you. And I also did bargains, so you guys will be proud of me. I didn't just say, okay, that's okay. Instead, at the very end, I was like, how about this instead? So the first day, I went there day 1 of the sale, okay? And in total, y'all, I spent $300. I can't even, like literally at one point, I was in the basement on my hands and knees digging through bins, and then I came across this whole rack. All of this, that's all vintage Patagonia. Okay, are you ready for it? This is insane. This is a crazy haul, okay? So we have tons. I have Prada, I have Tiffany and Company, I have Dior. Things are gonna get wild, okay? So I spent $300 on the first day. $75 of that $300 are things I bought for myself, our family, my friends, that kind of stuff. So we spent $225 that is coming out of the challenge bank. So then we're down to $7,091.04 in the bank, okay? I tell you, it's gonna be worth it. Then I went back on the last day of the sale when everything was half off. I made Jeremy go with me, poor soul, and we got a few more things that day. Actually, we got quite a bit that day. That day, we spent $115. $75 of that was for ourselves. So I spent most of the stuff for myself on that day, but $40 I spent on clothing and things to resell for the challenge. And so $40 is coming out from that second day, giving us $7,051.04 that is remaining in the challenge. So we still have over $7,000. I'm glad that we kept that much, but we have so much to sell, so many crazy pieces. Okay, let's start with some of the most exciting. How do you feel about that? I'll get to all the Patagonia in a little bit, but I think we need to start with the pair of Prada shoes that I found. These are really cool. I would say like a Y2K style, which will do really well. Prada. And I have sold quite a few Prada shoes. At one point, I did find, I think, 3 different pairs of Prada shoes in the bins once in a Goodwill outlet. So I've sold those 3 pairs of Prada shoes before. These look to be very similar to the age of the ones I sold last time, and the bottoms look to be the same as well. So there's the Prada logo there as well. Pretty great condition on the bottoms. These were like in the back of the closet, and they're dusty, so I'm gonna have to just do a little wipe down. You can see the Prada logo right there too, but these were $28. These are the only things I really paid up for on the first day of the sale. I did pay $28 for these, so almost $30, but I'm hoping to sell them for at least $100. I think too, if I clean them up and I use really good keywords, they can sell for even maybe $150, maybe? We'll see, I'm hoping. Prada. First thing I found was Prada. Crazy, right? crazy. So we're gonna start with everything I got on the first day of the sale first, and I'm already warm. I'm gonna like get into it, okay? Let's take off the jacket. That's where we're kind of at today. Okay, let's start with all the Patagonia. I spent the first, I would say 2 or 3 hours digging through her closets, found amazing pieces, and then I made it to the basement. The basement was insane. The basement, I found some wild pieces like that. We're gonna talk about that, okay? This is the slew of Patagonia pieces I found on a clothing rack. We have this little fleece T-snap pullover. A lot of these are going to be vintage Patagonia kids pieces. So cool. It's pink with purple and it's a size 7-8. This is the one I'm most tempted to keep for me and for our future kids. I decided that I shouldn't be crazy and I should sell it. Okay, next piece, vintage green little Patagonia. I would say like a windbreaker material. How cool is this? This piece is in a kid's size 10. It is made in Hong Kong. And so I found all of these after I'd spent an hour digging through bins and bins and bins of vintage kids clothing. So I can tell you with certainty that these are vintage, like no doubt in my mind. These are vintage Patagonia pieces and there's lots of them. I believe that they charged me $12 per jacket at the time. Again, though, at the very end, I think they said they were gonna give me a better deal because I got so much. I think they gave me, instead of it being, 0% off, they gave me, I think, 20 to 30% off, which is great. So it came out to, it was supposed to be more than $300. They charged me $325, and I said, how about we do $300 even, and I promised to come back. And they said yes. I did bargain, so I did get everything you're gonna see for $300, plus stuff for myself. So this one is this blue little jacket. I feel like I could just chit chat with you guys all day. I feel like I have so much to say about so many pieces and so many things that happened at the sale. Another size 7-8, made in Hong Kong, little Patagonia jacket. So cute. Another kind of that lightweight style. I wouldn't say that they're like water resistant feeling. They just feel like maybe they're windbreakers. This is a kid size 14. Again, made in Hong Kong. Really cool little vintage jacket. My plan is to throw all of these through the wash because they do smell not musty, but they're vintage and they were sitting in a basement. So I just like to, give them a little freshening up before I sell them. I feel like these also would do really well in a whatnot show, but I think I might just list them. Another Patagonia jacket. This one has it right there. And then this one is a size 12, made in Hong Kong. This one might be a women's piece actually. It looks a little bit larger, so I'll double check that one. But it was with all the other pieces. And then this one, I feel like this one is so cool. This is very much so like an 80s, like 90s style to me. Like I can see Marty McFly wearing this. There's the Patagonia label on the front, and then it's got that fleece interior. So cool. And then this one is in a size kids 12. So made in the USA on this one. That is really cool. Isn't that so neat? Oh my gosh. I could not believe. So for less than $12 each. Then the last one I grabbed, this one I grabbed actually in the coat closet on the first floor of this house before I made it to the basement. But this one is an adult size vintage Patagonia piece. Isn't this neat? With these like 90s colors, super interesting. And then this one is in a size 10, made in Hong Kong, but this one is definitely like a women's size 10. So that's what it looks like. Super cool. So I found all those Patagonia pieces. I would expect I'm gonna have to look into the vintage Patagonia market. I know vintage kids clothing from Patagonia can do really well, especially like vintage fleeces. For a vintage jacket, I feel like the 90s and 2000s trends are so strong that I could be making $35 to $50 on each jacket. It could be more, but let's say conservatively $30 on each jacket. And I had 6 or 7 of them. So that's $210 right there if there's 7 of them and we sell them for 30 bucks a piece. So that already is almost everything I spent made back, but I have so much more to show you. It's not even funny. Let's talk about this piece. So I'm starting with a lot of the pieces I found in the basement because the basement was a hidden treasure trove for sure. I was digging through bins and bins of kids' clothing, and you'll see some of those here in a second. But I also found some dishes. I was looking through her dishes, and then she had all of these different like tablecloths and things like that. And this was with the tablecloths. So I think that they thought this was a tablecloth. It was folded up. Guys, I feel like I'm like close to tears because this was such a cool find. Look at this vintage Lilly Pulitzer. It is a robe, a very long patchwork Lilly Pulitzer robe. I have never seen something so cool in my entire life. It is simply amazing, and I've never seen this tag either from Lilly Pulitzer. It's the Lilly Pulitzer. Guys, this is from, I did a brief amount of research. This is from the 1960s, I believe, either the 60s or 70s, and I think it's worth hundreds of dollars. I could not find any listed anywhere. The only one I saw listed was by an inactive seller, and it was for $600 listed. I've seen things that are from the same tag, but like a pair of pants sold for $200. So I don't know if I should just put this maybe on an auction, because I don't know how much this is worth. It's so unique that it's hard to price. It doesn't have its belt is the only sad thing. Although from the other listings, I believe that the belt was just the color of this like lining, the detailing, like the hems. So I think it was just a plain blue belt. So I feel like that is the easiest part to fix. There's nothing else wrong with it. And it's the most stunning, amazing, so cool patchwork, longest robe you've ever seen. It's truly stunning. Like, I am so like shocked that I was the one that found this. I cannot, the words are escaping me. When I checked out, she said, oh, the Lilly Pulitzer tablecloth, you got that? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, $10. And I was like, yep, works for me, sounds good. I didn't have any signal, so I couldn't look it up. I just kind of knew. I just knew it was special. $10. So amazing. So amazing. Let's jump into some of the clothing I got on the first day. You guys can also see behind me some home goods. I got these on the second day. These, you won't even believe me. You won't even believe me when I tell you what those are. Since we're showing you some of the most exciting things I found, can we talk about these vases? I found these on the last day of the sale. I went back. These were in the garage. I hadn't seen them on the first day. They are just planters, okay? I thought they were just pretty. I saw them sitting over on the side of the garage. And then I turned one over, and you just, like, I can't make this sort of stuff up. So here is what it says on the bottom. Let's stare at that for a hot second, okay? It says Tiffany and Company. So I found a set of 2 Tiffany and Company planters. So I found a set of 2 Tiffany and Company planters. I am so excited. They're the Tiffany tulips, designed by and made exclusively for Tiffany and Company. If I clean these up, I did look up comps, and these can resell for like $100 each. I did buy these with the intention of keeping these for us. So this money didn't actually come from the challenge. But guys, I had to show you. It also really fits with the vibe of our house. If you guys can see right here behind me, we have these amazing doors all throughout our house that have the tulip in them. And so I just felt like it was meant to be. Beautiful tulip, Tiffany and Company planters. Guys, it's too much. It's too much. I have already cried about this estate sale a couple times. I can't cry anymore. Like, I can't do it. Now the clothing. Last time it was the same papers. They brought the same papers to this estate sale. So if things were unmarked, I went in thinking they were going to be these prices. Did they do a little bit of things off of that? Sometimes. Most of the time, I would say they did charge what they said on the paper if they were not marked this time. Different than last time for sure. I found this amazing knit sweater, and I am truly obsessed with it. The little hearts, it's a cardigan, then there's a candle on the other side. It's probably supposed to be Christmas, but I feel like this is such a vibe that people are wearing right now all year round. It is absolutely adorable. I love selling vintage pieces like this. Things that are knit with a pattern is like how I started my business. Like, this is the kind of stuff you can sell all the time. It says Raywear, hand knitted in Bolivia, size small, medium, 100% cotton. Anything that's 100% cotton, 100% linen, 100% wool, I will always be excited about picking up. That piece will resell. I will list it for around $50 to $65. This piece is a vintage quarter zip with this kind of marled knit fabric. And then on the back, it has a knit red Christmas tree on it, which I think is so precious. Again, I feel like you could wear this all year round as well, but this is it from Sigrid Olsen Sport. It's a size large, but it's 28% wool. And so I did like that it had some wool in it, but that's what the tag looks like. If I list this as a vintage knit Christmas tree sweater, super cool piece, I think that will sell for $35. I did find this in the coat closet along with that adult size Patagonia piece. This is a beautiful long coat, like a lady's day coat, a little bit longer than that, more like, I don't even know what you would call this length, like almost like a trench length, but it's made of wool and it is truly stunning. It's like a boiled wool feel. I love the green. Y'all, I was so excited. This was not marked. There was a lot of things that were marked. There was a Burberry coat in there too. It was marked at $60. I decided it wasn't worth it because it was a short one and not a sought after print. This is from Geiger and it was made in Austria. So good, so good. Geiger collection, made in Austria, and then this is in a size 36, so European 36, and I would like bet good money that this is 100% wool. If I was a betting woman, I would be rich. It's 100% pure wool, so beautiful. Oh my gosh, my first time ever finding money in a pocket. 2 quarters, 50 cents back, heck yeah. I think this was $12. This beautiful vintage wool, Geiger Austria piece. Amazing. I've sold Geiger a few times now, and that piece, I think, I mean, it should sell for at least $75 is my guess. Okay, this one I think might be my favorite. This one, or the one with the hearts on it, is my favorite of the knit sweaters. Look at this. It is so darling. I love the little mooses across it, the Christmas tree, the Fair Isle print. Absolutely stunning. It's a size small from Robert Scott. It's 87% wool and 13% silk. Like, is anybody else overwhelmed? I think I'm gonna be estate sailing like crazy this summer. Near me, I think there's just a lot of great pieces from a lot of older people with really beautiful pieces that I would be loving to sell. Like this vintage knit Christmas sweater. This is amazing. It's this chunky knit, and then it's from Windcrest Hand Knit. It's 100% acrylic, which I wish it was like wool, but it is made in Korea and it's a size small. So I know that that is also very much so a vintage Christmas sweater. Absolutely stunning. And then what is on this? Oh, it's a stocking on the other sleeve. So beautiful. And this, I didn't realize until I got home. So this is one of those pieces that was unmarked, okay? It was unmarked, and I found it in the coat closet, so I assumed it would be $12, like what they said the other ones were. Instead, she's like, oh, this is nice. So she charged me, she said it was gonna be $20, and he wrote it down. And then I was like, oh no, nope, not for $20, I'm okay. So then I asked them to take it off my total, and then somehow she didn't remove it from my pile. So, and then when she packed me up, I didn't see it. And so I got home and I had it and I didn't pay for it. So I'm kind of feeling like that's a cosmic win for me, honestly. This beautiful, again, super long wool coat is absolutely stunning. And this is from DKNY. So this looks like a very, like an older tag from DKNY, like a Donna Karan, New York. Donna Karan does well for me. I don't always pick up DKNY, but I thought this was an amazing, like timeless style. It's 80% wool, 20 nylon, beautiful piece, dry clean only. Looks like it was recently dry cleaned. Absolutely stunning coat. I love stunning high quality pieces. I love the darting. I love just everything about this piece. And I love even more so that I didn't pay for it because I feel like I paid extra last week. So it evens out, doesn't it? Okay, I did grab this from her closet. So now we've kind of moved upstairs to where I started this estate sale. I was digging in her personal closet for so long. Look at this amazing patchwork skirt. A very thin, this thing is so on trend for the summer. I feel like this will probably fly off my shelf. It is a patchwork little, actually like actual patchwork. It's not just a print. There is stitching on each of these squares, but this is from the Brooks Brothers, which I feel like has been doing well for me. It's high quality. It's from 346 from the Brooks Brothers, which is a little bit less expensive than Brooks Brothers itself. 100% cotton, made in India. It feels like to me that it's vintage. I saw a little mark on this somewhere. Yeah, right on the front, I saw a little mark. So again, I am gonna wash this and try to do a little stain treatment on that, see if it comes out. But I really should count up how many pieces I have in total and divide it to see how much I paid per item because I have no idea because of how crazy the pricing system is. I did pick up this little blue cable knit sweater. I love, again, this kind of more classic aesthetic. It's so fun. From J. Crew, it's 40% merino wool, 30% rayon, 20% rabbit hair, and 10% cashmere. So the wool, rabbit, and cashmere blend, isn't that beautiful? I love the cable knit detailing. And what did I say? This is a size, what is this? A size medium. So good size. This is from 360 Cashmere. Again, I'll tell you if something was marked. These are all unmarked. So the skirts were supposed to be, I think, $6 or $4. The sweaters were, I thought, long sleeve. They didn't have a sweater. I didn't see that posted. So sweaters, I think they charged me $8 for. Long sleeves, they were charging me $6 for, and then I just got a bulk price off at the end. This is a 360 Cashmere sweater. It has a little bit of like a little triangle opening in the back here. It's 100% cashmere in a size small. Looks like it was recently dry cleaned, but I saw the 360 and I just knew it was the cashmere, felt it, and I was like, yes, we love to see it, size small. So that I think will resell for, I would say, 30 bucks. And I didn't mention, but the last piece too, the cable knit piece, I think will resell for 50 bucks. And then that patchwork skirt, I think will sell between $30 and $50. This J. McLaughlin piece, I do like selling this brand. I thought, there was a lot of J. McLaughlin in the closet, but a lot of it was stained, and so I left it behind. But I did pick up this little fruit print piece. I thought it was really cute and charming for the summer. And there's the J. McLaughlin tag up here at the front. Size extra small for this piece, but definitely more of like a summery, like cool fit on that one. Then we have this little vest I picked up. This, I have no idea. Maybe she charged me $4, maybe she charged me $8. It's this open vest, and this is from Quinn, which I had never heard of, but I felt it and it felt so nice. So Quinn, size small, but then I looked on the inside and I was like, this has got to be something nice. Oh, it does have a little closure. I didn't feel that before, but I couldn't find, oh, there it is. Oh, it's 100% rabbit fur. Oh my gosh, 100. The front is rabbit fur, the back is wool and acrylic. Because I saw that it said professionally dry clean for best results, and I was like moving fast, so I just grabbed it. I thought it felt soft. It's a knit fabric for the back, and then it's real rabbit fur on the front. I don't know how much fur costs. The only time I would ever buy fur is if it was secondhand, and not for myself probably either, but I mean 50 bucks probably for that rabbit fur. Then I found these two pieces downstairs in the kids' clothing bins that I was digging through. I hope you guys aren't overwhelmed. Is this a lot? There's a lot here. There's so many good pieces. This piece is a Lilly Pulitzer cardigan. Nice little green Lilly Pulitzer cardigan. I would bet money that that's cotton. I would say 30 bucks for that. This is a J. Crew cardigan in a size small, and this is a bright pink. She really had that kind of Lilly Pulitzer vibe for sure, but I grabbed this because I'm pretty sure this is merino wool, but let's double check. Yeah, 100% merino wool. I would say $25 to $35 for that. This piece, this little kind of peplum bottom, black shirt with the stripes on the back. This is from Kate Spade. It's Broome Street Kate Spade, size extra small. I wish these were larger sizes, but you kind of get what you get at an estate sale. Then we have another kind of cable knit sweater. I liked this green. I thought that was fun. She really did like her bright colors, which I think is really nice. It's 100% cotton, made in Hong Kong. So Brooks Brothers, size small. Definitely, again, vintage, nice stretchy sweater. I would say I'll list that for 30 bucks, something around there. Then we have this piece. I have no idea what this is. This I grabbed on a whim. I think it felt nice, and the brand is Alpenverein. Never heard of that either. Alpenverein, but it felt nice. My guess is because of everything else in her closet, this is 67% lyocell and 33% cotton. I'm assuming it probably is worth at least 20 bucks since I felt it and grabbed it on instinct. And then this piece is a linen shirt. This was definitely a style-based pickup. It has embroidered coral all over it. I just thought that was so pretty. It's from Mastro Moda, made in Italy. It's a size large. I don't think that this brand is anything, but I believe it is 100% linen. Yeah, 100% linen, and you can wash it. So I thought that kind of coastal lagoon look, like Florida vibe would do well. I would say 30 bucks for that too. And then while I was digging through those bins of kids clothing, I also found this folded. Y'all, do you know what this is? I have never found one of these in the wild. There's a lot of people that have knocked this bag off. This is the real shebang. This is an L.L.Bean canvas tote bag. And I believe it just feels so nice. Is this the same material that they make sails out of? Like, is that kind of the vibe here? It's made by L.L.Bean. It's the boat and tote. This is made in USA. I would wager money, and we've made it clear that I'm pretty good at wagering for this kind of stuff. I think this is vintage. And if it's vintage, the L.L.Bean boat and tote bags can go for so much money. This one is embroidered. It does have a monogram on it. So we do have an HKM, is that what it says? Yeah, on the front. But I've never seen this light blue color. Like, isn't this so interesting? This is where I would love your guys' help and input. Have you guys ever found one of these for you? How much did it sell for? What did it go for? And I have seen, depending on the age of your boat and tote bag, they sometimes sell for hundreds of dollars. Absolutely insane kind of find. They didn't even charge me for this. I had carried up some of my kids' clothes in this bag, and they said I could just have it to help carry my stuff out. And on the second day, I found more in the garage. They were not there the first day, I swear. I found a set, maybe a set, I'm not even sure if it's a set, of three different sizes. Same size as the last one, medium one size, and then a smaller one. This one says dance court. This one says dance court, which I have no idea why, but that's what they say. And then they all have that same L.L.Bean tag down on the back of them. Oh, interesting. Then the last one is a zipper. Is this one even from L.L.Bean? No, it is. It says L.L.Bean on the zipper here. So I need to do some more research on these guys because I know nothing about the L.L.Bean boat and tote. I've never found one. There's the L.L.Bean logo on this one. So this one zips closed. That's really interesting. I've never seen one like that. And it still works. Okay, cool. So I've got one zip one light blue big one, and then two that are kind of smaller sizes, but this one too, it also says HKB, but then it's like almost somebody took like a marker to the front or something. Anyways, I need you guys' help. How much are these things worth? How do I clean them? Can I just throw them through the washing machine? Let a girl know. I am so overjoyed about these. I didn't even pay for the first one, and then they gave all three of these either to me for $6 each or $6 for the three of them. Again, it's not like I have a receipt. I didn't see that suggestion from you guys until a little too late. Are we joking? Like, crazy, absolutely crazy. So I got those on the last day of the sale when everything was half off. Okay, now this is my foray into home goods. I bought a dish set. I'm not excited about it, at least in the shipping sense of the word. I am excited about it though because I know that it's a good pickup. So let me show you guys what I got. I found this set in her basement near where I found that Lilly Pulitzer robe. Y'all, look at this beautiful dish set. So this is what some of the plates look like. They all are the same pattern, this yellow floral pattern. And I also have a whole bunch of different things as well. So we also have these little maybe like soup tureens. We've got 3 different sizes of plates. Then I've got little mugs, and then I've also got smaller like cappuccino kind of mugs. I've got I don't have a teapot unfortunately, but I do have the sugar and the milk pitcher. There's tons of these things, okay? But here's what the back looks like, okay? These are from Villeroy and Bosch. They're made in Germany, but they're part of the Geranium line. So apparently, from what I could tell, this I think might be the most sought after set. It's almost like my Pyrex from last week, guys. Look at how beautiful those are. Absolutely stunning. I have a whole box full of this. They charged me $40 for the box, okay? I didn't have very much signal. I looked it up, and a set of 4 plates I think sold the other day for like 80 bucks. I have, I think, 8 to 12 of each plate size. And then I saw that a teapot from this sold for like 90 bucks on eBay. And I don't have the teapot, but I have like all these teacups and all these things. So I do think I really kind of hit the mother lode here. For 40 bucks, it's gonna be a lot of listing and shipping on that. I don't look forward to that portion, but I do think it'll definitely be worth it because that is such a, apparently it's a sought after pattern. Okay, let's be careful over here. It's such a sought after pattern. I have such a variety of sizes of pieces, like this serving tray. It's absolutely stunning. Like, is that not gorgeous? I don't need this, but am I tempted to keep it because I know it's beautiful? Yes, of course. From in her closet, I have 4 belts. I didn't buy just any belts either. I saw the pattern of this bad boy with the silver hearts on it, and I was like, oh, I think that's Brighton. And it indeed is. I think it's a vintage Brighton belt, and I got 4 vintage Brighton belts. Absolutely shocking. So this is the first one. Isn't that beautiful with the little heart dangle? So gorgeous. This is a size large. It says a size 34 from Brighton. So it says crafted with pride in the USA. I'm assuming this is real leather. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but beautiful. That's the first belt. The one that started my search was this one because I did think that this was a stunning belt. And then it has all these beautiful hearts with all these different patterns on them. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful belt. This one's also in a size large, it says. Then this one is a braided leather belt. And this one, again, crafted in the USA, Brighton. And they all have numbers on them too. Like this one says 331128. So I'm assuming the length is a 28. This one's like a little gold and darker brown braided one. And then this one is a double buckle one. Also, it says size large, 23009 on this one. And another really cool belt buckle. And some of these kind of have some tarnishing on them. So I might figure out a way to try to clean those up a little bit too. But four of those. I'm getting almost desensitized to the amazingness of this haul. That's just day freaking 1. Okay, I'm trying to fly through this. This is gonna be a long video. I just know it will be. In her coat closet, she had a whole like shoe organizer full of just mittens. And so I grabbed quite a few because look at these brilliant, beautiful Fair Isle mittens. These are like hand knit. They look beautiful. They feel like they're wool. I think those ones might be handmade. These ones, like, are we joking? Look at how beautiful these mittens are. Absolutely stunning. I stuck my fingers in them. They felt so comfortable. They feel like they're wool. This pair is kind of like a fingerless pair, and these were from Club Monaco, but they're 51% Angora rabbit hair and then 26% wool, 23% nylon. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. This pair is an Ann Taylor pair of, I think, cashmere gloves. This pair is 70% lamb's wool, 20% Angora rabbit hair, and 10% nylon. Another pair of like convertible gloves. This pair is like full wool, knit, cool pair of gloves. I don't sell a lot of gloves, but man, I could not leave these behind. This pair is a dress glove, 100% leather for the shell. So these are like this really nice leather pair of gloves. And I also grabbed this because it felt so nice. I have no idea if this is real fur or something, but I found this pair of earmuffs that they feel like real fur. And then they have a velvet part on the top. And she charged me 10 bucks for all of those together with this pair of wool felted made in Italy Sundance slippers. So those plus all of those gloves for $10 before I did my negotiating. Plus I found this little Vera Bradley bag and this little sport sack bag. I think that was $1 each. Now from the first day still, let me show you some of the kids items. I'm gonna show you my favorite few pieces I got of kids items because I got so much. I could probably make my whole nother video just on the kids items I got. Like, I truly was floored by what I was able to find. But let's talk about the kids pieces too that I picked up to resell. I found this in this deep, like 5 bins of kids clothing. I found this little blue and red striped shirt. It is vintage Christian Dior for kids. Absolutely crazy. 100% cotton. It's a size small. It says Christian Dior, Jeune Sport, Paris, New York. I don't know what these people did, but all of their kids' clothing was truly amazing. So I found that piece, and then I would say like 30 minutes later, I found this piece after digging for that entire time. Look at this gorgeous little like chemise, this little like, I think a night dress. Beautiful little bow, like eyelet detailing. So gorgeous. And again, you know, they were looking at each of these pieces. Because this tag was folded, she didn't see what this was. She charged me $1 for this. This is another vintage Christian Dior. Absolutely crazy. Size toddler 4, it looks like. And it's made of polyester, but like, this little knit vintage sweater, I thought this was charming. This is from Sweet Cream, size 18 months. Cute. I've been having great luck selling vintage kids clothes on Depop. I've sold so many lately. Okay, now this whole pile is just vintage Oshkosh. So these are all like Oshkosh bagosh, which is, again, I would love your input because I do not know which Oshkoshes are the really like exciting, like super pricey ones and which ones are just also okay. Like at least 20 bucks I feel like for these, but these are the vest back and they are super cool, super old. And then the buttons all have the shamrock on them. These are 100% cotton, made in the USA, size 6. So again, if you guys know anything about what Oshkoshes are worth money and which ones aren't, please help me out because I need help. At this point, I have so much. This railroad stripe pair, I was like, okay, if anything's gonna be worth money, it's probably this little pair of short alls. And then these also have the Oshkosh little logo on the middle up there with the buttons too. Absolutely stunning. It looks like they're missing the one button that was over here. There must be a pin holding that in place. Oh my gosh, but they're just so darling. These are a size 4, made in the USA, 100% cotton on those as well. I have the same pair as what looked to be the one from earlier, also with that same vest back. I did find this little pair of Carhartt railroad stripe overalls. I don't think that these are vintage. Like, are these vintage? Can they be? It says made in China. Oh, 2 pieces. I'm assuming these ones are not vintage, but I mean, they're still stinking adorable. Aren't those so, so cute? I didn't see a second piece, but who knows? It could have been there. Oshkosh bagosh on these as well. They have the little shamrock on the button as well. And these ones are size 7. These ones, yellow Oshkoshes with, again, the shamrock on the button. And it says vest back on the back. These ones have some staining on them, but again, I'll throw these through the wash. These are size 4T, made in the USA. And then we have 2 pairs of the Oshkosh shorts. They look to be the same exact pair again. And these are size 5, made in the USA. I'm assuming I'm gonna lot a lot of those together because I don't know if I can deal with individually pricing every single one unless something is worth more than the others, which hopefully you guys can help me with. If you guys have experience selling those, then again, just from the first day, I picked up this little rattan bag. I said no to all of these bags because they priced them up at checkout, but this says Helen Kaminsky, made in Madagascar on it. I couldn't look it up. I have no idea what it's worth. Maybe if it's a good comp, I'll put it on the screen. Helen Kaminsky. It's a beautiful like straw bag. I'm hoping that that could be worth some good money. They charged me $6 for it. They also charged me $6 for this, which I am confident is fake Prada. I would say 99% confident. There's nothing on the inside other than this little made in China tag. So I would say 100% confident, not real. Did I still buy it for $6 knowing it was not real? Yes, because I think it'd be cute for me. So I'll put that to the side maybe for myself. That's all the stuff I got for the challenge on the first day. Let me show you my highlights that I got for myself before I move on to what I got on the second day. What the heck? What is this video? It's crazy. Okay, I got one single piece of clothing for myself. It is this vintage Sundance top. It is linen and it's this beautiful flax color. I love the collar on this. I thought it was so pretty. And again, I've been really into doing like this like layered look, very more so like kind of quiet luxury and coastal vibe. So I got that for myself for $6. And then shut up, you won't be able to handle the kids' clothes. This for myself. Look at that. Is that not the most beautiful dress you've ever seen? I showed Jeremy and I was so excited. He said that our kid is gonna look Amish. And I was like, Jeremy, you don't know what you're talking about. Like you have no idea. Look at the like 3 layers. It's all one piece. Then it has cloth covered buttons on the back. I'm gonna cry. It's just so perfect. This little dress I also bought Is that not the most adorable little smocked dress? I will cry if I think about it too much. It's just so sweet. This is from Tyroler Qualitats Strickwearen. I wonder if they lived in Germany for a while or somewhere abroad. This little vintage knit cardigan with the flowers. It has some stains on it. Do I care? Nope, not at all. This little cardigan with almost like a hand embroidered, it looks like, lighthouse and sailboat on it. Incredible. Then we have this little vintage Saks Fifth Avenue baby little like sleeper. I don't know if you can see the pattern with the lighting changing so much, but it's little rosebuds with a little collar as well. Footed pajamas, so cute. And I also got this dress that is kind of like this velvety velour material, but it's this light blue with polka dots. And then it has embroidered snowflakes on this amazing collar. Everybody else want to cry? And I also, I mean, besides all of that, I also have all of these pieces I got. But I don't want to bore anyone, so those are my favorite of the kids' pieces I picked up. I think I said that that was the last pieces from the first day. Again, remember I spent the most money on the first day. I also got these two things. These are for us. Did anybody have one of these growing up? I did not have one. I didn't know what this was. It's called Muffy, okay? This is probably actually worth money. They charged me $15 for this. It is a little like bear that comes in a trunk. Can we like experience how cute this is together? The little bear in her green outfit. I put those shoes on her. She has a second outfit, this little purple number. In this drawer, she also has extra shoes, and there's an extra bow, and there's socks for her feet. I kid you not, I thought I was gonna die of cuteness when I saw this. I just thought that this was such a special, unique piece. It's like I found like a vintage American Girl doll. That's how I felt. But apparently these were popular in the 80s and 90s is what I was looking at. I could resell this for like $75 probably. I, for sure, am keeping that for us. So cute to find it in such great condition and the trunk intact. Muffy. Who knew? So adorable. And I found this outside. I got this for $15. Look at this vintage wicker baby basket. It rolls. It actually has two baby dolls inside of it, and I know nothing about them. I have never sold baby dolls before. It just came with them, so I might look into them and resell the dolls if I don't want them, but it rolls. It's amazing. I spent $15 plus I had some money off, I think, too. At the end, you know, I did some bartering. So that's the first day. I came home and I was like, Jeremy, you're coming back with me. I need backup. I also found some little vintage Ralph Lauren kids pieces for us. All of that, so much to resell. We're looking at probably at least $1,000 worth of profit alone on the first day. So we go back the end of the sale, okay? Go back to the end of the sale. That's when I find all those L.L.Bean tote bags in the garage. That's when I find the Tiffany and Company, the planters in the garage. I also found some more clothing hidden in the garage. Absolutely crazy day. So let's show you guys a few more pieces I got that day. I almost bought these shoes on the first day of the sale, but I decided that they were not worth it for $28. They are a pair of Tory Burch shoes. They are a size 6.5. So I was kind of on the fence because of the amount and because of the size. But when I got them for $14 on the last day of the sale, I felt like they were more worth it. They are a pair of espadrilles. They look to be in pretty great shape. They have a leather upper. I would assume that I can sell these for around $75 is what I'm gonna hope for, but aren't those so nice? And the only other pair of shoes I got on the last day of the sale, second time I went there, was this pair of Keen shoes, but they look to be in like this fun, like greenish, yellowish color. And I did feel like it's very like outdoorsy, gorpcore. I feel like my friend Ginger Marvin would pick these up. These are in a size US 7. They look like they've hardly ever been worn. Nice hiking shoe, maybe 20 bucks for those. And then I picked up this little vintage wooden handle eyelet little purse. I thought this was truly darling. And I paid $7, so $3.50 for this because everything was half off. Those Keen shoes weren't marked. They were supposed to be $9, so I got them for $4.50. And I had to really like change my brain to be like, okay, if I found this at a Goodwill, if I found this at a thrift store for $5, would I think that's a good deal? I found this tank top in the garage, And it is a little dark green Beyond Yoga tank top, which I don't know if they were bringing clothes from another sale or what, or if this was hers. It might have been. It's a size extra small. I have no idea what they charge me for tank tops. My guess is $4 to $6 and then half off of that. This was a marked dress from her closet. I didn't pick up the first day and I picked up at the end on that third day then. This was marked at $14. So I paid $7 for this J. McLaughlin long sleeve dress in a size large. I thought that I could resell that for maybe $35. I picked up this Lilly Pulitzer dress. Somebody got there and really cleared out the Lilly Pulitzer dresses that were in the closet from the first day that were all marked before I got there on the last day. So there wasn't very much left. I kind of found some hidden at the bottom of the closet. This was $24, so I paid $12 for this Lilly Pulitzer dress. It's a long sleeve, it's a size small, 100% Pima cotton. But I do love selling Lilly Pulitzer dresses, so I grabbed her, and I'll hopefully be able to sell her for around $50. This little Lilly Pulitzer kind of knit long sleeve with the fringe at the bottom. This was not marked, so I think they charged me $6, so I think I paid $3 for this, but it was in a size small as well. And it also has buttons going down the side that are gold, so hopefully $25 for that. This was hardly recognizable for the brand, but I'll show you guys how I recognized it right here. I picked up one other pair of these on this challenge. Can you see the V's in a little circle? It will be pretty much impossible to read it right here too, but this is from Varley, and Varley is expensive and retails for a ton of money. I've sold it for good money before. These are in a size small. They're just a plain pair of black leggings. I think I can get 30 bucks for those. Then I found, again, in the garage had all the hidden treasures this day. I got this pair of Vuori leggings. I'm so excited about these. I was shocked to see these. I love selling Vuori. I've never seen this style where like one of the legs has this kind of like fun, I don't know, like heathered detailing at the leg end, and this side doesn't have that. But it has it down the sides as well, so I'll have to do some research, look into that. I would say, based on sizing, I think these are a size small. Those are adorable, and Vuori sells really well for me. The first piece I picked up in this challenge was Vuori, actually, and it sold for good money. This was a marked piece. This was $12, so I paid $6 for this dress. But this dress is from COS, so C-O-S, which tends to sell really well for me as well. And this is in a size 8. This dress, I would assume, can sell for 30 bucks. Then I picked up this pair of shorts. We're almost done with the haul. Isn't this? I paid like 300 bucks for all of this to resell. I have so much here that's insane. This pair of vintage Patagonia shorts I found in her closet on the second time I went. It has a few marks on the back, so I'm gonna see if I can get them out. If not, I might just give them to my cousin Rachel. I think she could look really cute in these. These say that they're a size 14, but I'm like, a size 14 for ants? I would say this is more like a size like 8 to 10 maybe nowadays. I could be wrong, but they look like they're definitely a vintage size 14 to me. And then the last piece of clothing I got to resell was this black t-shirt with all this cool like crisscross color details. And then this is from Jim Thompson. No idea who this is. If you guys have heard of this, let me know. But the brand tag looked really nice. And then it also had Jim Thompson written across the front here, kind of in a smaller print. So I decided to take a risk on it. Again, I didn't have like any signal, size small. I looked and I think I can sell this for like 30 bucks. I also found a children's outdoor like picnic table for my cousin Rachel. She is gonna buy that from us. So that money I technically we didn't spend part of this challenge or part of our own money. I got this amazing bench for myself. Look at how beautiful this is. I love the needle point on the top. I've been looking for a bench like this so I can use this. We have a little balcony on our house, a tiny balcony that I like to read on. But I wanted something to put my feet up on. And now I didn't want to spend $25 on this the first day. I spent $12.50 on it the second time I went. But what is insane is I probably should have bought it for $25 because on the bottom here, it says on this label, you probably can't read it, but you can see it. But it says the 9-3 bench, Corsican wall, purchased in 1948. Isn't that so cool? This was bought right after World War II, like the 40s. I love the little flower carvings on the side. I'm truly like so inspired by this. It's gonna fit right into my house. This is the most expensive thing I bought on either day, I think, right? Like, this is a handmade ceramic duck. I think it is so cute. I have made ceramics. I took a class on ceramics in college, and so I know how hard doing all of this is. Is that not the coolest duck you've ever seen? This was marked at $58, and I spent half of that. I spent almost $30 on this duck, but something about it spoke to me. I think it's so cute. I was thinking it'd be so cute on our front porch. But yeah, $58 for a duck is a lot, but isn't that so fun? It was handmade, and then it's signed too down here, 647, maybe? I'm not sure exactly what that says or why, but it looks to me like somebody made that handmade. I saw last week's video, you saw me pick up one of these Joy of Cooking cookbooks. I found a second one on this day, and so I already listed that other one, but this looks to be, I think, the exact same printing. Yeah, the exact same printing and even better condition. So I paid, I think, $1 for this. So that, I listed my other cookbook at $30, so we'll see how that one does for reselling. And then I have a few home goods that are joining my dream of having like a pop-up at a flea market or something like that someday. I found this beautiful little hand-carved like wooden bowl. So beautiful. This was $8. I paid $4 for it, but I thought that was so cute. I love this one. Wouldn't this be so cute to hold like your rings or something like that on a dresser or nightstand? I love those. And then I got these two. These were $2 each. I love these little kind of ceramic, almost like ramekins. I think these are so beautiful, but these are from Made in France for Hoan, H-O-A-N, Pillavoit is what it says on the bottom here. So that's what it says on the bottom. I don't know anything about these. If you guys know something, feel free to let me know. I would love to learn from you. And then the very last thing I got was this butter crock. I just thought this was so cute with the butter and kind of like raised on it. This is an original Butterbell crock from Butterbell from 2003. It's missing the top portion, but I still thought that was adorable for the bottom. And I think I paid $1 for that. So I think this is probably the wildest haul I've ever had. I found so many things worth so much money. We're looking at maybe even like a couple $100 just from that Lilly Pulitzer robe. I can't even believe what I was able to dig out of somebody's home today. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. I know it was crazy. Let me know what your favorite piece was that I found. I've cried a few times while I was getting ready for this video. There's just so many good things I found. I feel so blessed, and I'm gonna have so much fun listing all of this. It's gonna be a lot of work though, so if you don't see something up right away, it's because I'm overwhelmed, but amazing haul, amazing estate sale. And if you guys enjoyed these estate sales, then make sure you subscribe because we're gonna go on some more. And I really hope that I sell all these pieces on Depop because that's how I'm gonna retain the most money. And thank you again to Depop for working with me on today's video. If you guys haven't sold on them yet, you need to. It really is the best way to resell. I love using them. So use that link down below and start your reselling journey on Depop too. And that's how you're gonna save the most on fees. It is the best way to move forward. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll catch you guys in next week's episode. Bye.